All right, we are ready. Welcome to our Sunday night Sparta Nation team call. So excited to have you all here on this Sunday after a long Thanksgiving weekend. I know that many of you had lots of amazing memories, experiences, time with family and friends. So thank you so much for showing up tonight, showing up and investing in yourself tonight. Our team call is a place where you get tools for your toolbox, resources for your team, for yourself, where you connect with your tribe, and where you get a plan for the week ahead. We've got a great speaker tonight with Ellie Moore. We're going to get to her in just a little bit. She got great content for us tonight, talking about social media and also talking about getting those challengers into our challenge groups and then into coaches on our team. So really excited to learn from her tonight. Let's go through some announcements first. Number one, our Transformation 20 Sparta Nation group starts tomorrow with a hybrid calendar that I created. And then Sean is also dropping a hybrid calendar soon. So we'll be incorporating that as well. But to be in that group, of course, you have to be on either Shakeology or Home Direct, or Shakeology Home Direct or Performance Line Home Direct. Of course, you have to have BOD. And then we'll be unlocking the VIP access to Transform 20 starting, can you believe it, next week. Next week already, Transform 20 will be able to unlock that. So we're starting our hybrid tomorrow. A lot of fun stuff this week with some T25 and I'm throwing it back old school to some Asylum, to some original Insanity. So we've got a few weeks of just all Sean. You're going to be immersed in Sean for the next few weeks. And then, of course, when we unlock the Transform 20 workouts, a week after that, we can unlock, or we'll have dropped into BOD the free workouts and some bonus workouts. So we'll start to incorporate those into our hybrid workout, and you'll be able to get a taste for Transform 20 as well. And so it's going to be a really great launch for us. I can feel it because I know so many of us are so excited about a full-length program from Sean again. So that collaborative, co-led, team-wide group starts tomorrow, Monday, the 26th, and we start tomorrow with a T25 workout. So it's perfect for Transform 20. If you are not in that group, the link is in the team page. And again, one more time, you have to be on either Shakeology, the Performance Line, Home Direct. Of course, you have to have BOD. Like, that's no brainers. You can't get to the workouts. And don't be pulling out your DVDs. And I have T25 on DVD. And as a matter of fact, it's signed by Sean, like from way back in the day. So you got to have BOD. You got to have either Shake or Home Direct on Performance Line too. Also, next week, along with the dropping of Transform 20, we also get Energize in the sticks. So remember that. Be talking to your customers now who are using Energize. I just cannot believe that I'm the only one in America who thinks that the stick packets of Energize are like the best thing ever. I have to believe there are other people who think that too and are as excited about it as I am. I cannot wait to take these now when I travel, these sticks. So for your customers that are, loving Energize, make sure you're contacting them. You're reaching out to them and you're telling them that Energize will now come and stick. Maybe they want to change their packet formulation, or maybe they want to add that packet now to their tub. So just make sure you're telling your customers that that is coming to you. Okay, so that's number one, Transformation Nation, starting tomorrow. Number two, our Black Friday sale was a huge success. I just asked Rebecca, who was an amazing point person for us on our Black Friday sale, our team-wide Black Friday sale. If you participated in that, there's a ton of energy. Lots of people getting in there and scooping up deals. And we connected more than 37 people with a challenge pack in just a day. How amazing is that? On a day when they're spending money on lots of other things, they also chose to spend money on themselves and invest in their health and fitness. So 37 plus people purchased a challenge pack between 8 a.m. Friday and noon on Saturday. We did our drawing for our big winner. And Jamie Parsons, it was your customer, yes? Yay. What was her name? Tell us again what her name was.
She actually signed up to be a coach too, Danielle.
Woo! That's even better. How exciting. That is exciting. We had lots of new coaches join our team. And again, 37 challenge packs connected with people. So how cool is that? That in just a day, we've got 37 people with tools in their lives now to help them stay on track for the next however long they're with us, and we hope it's a long time, but we're getting them set up to stay on track through the holidays, hopefully head right into Transform 20. 37 people who might have just been sort of waiting around, not doing it, did it, took the leap on Friday and joined our tribe as either a challenger or as a coach. So that's pretty amazing. Awesome job to everyone who participated. Thanks for the energy in that. As you can see, and Amanda was really giving us the pump up last Sunday, like get it and do this because it's so awesome. And Amanda, did you sign 2 coaches? I know you got one coach, and you got a couple customers too. So, I mean, when you leverage these team-wide events, there's so much more energy and so much more buzz that it helps people make that decision a little more quickly. So awesome job on that. And third, before we jump into Ellie Moore tonight, let's talk about the vision casting party. So you've got the team email. As far down as I can drill, you got the team email. So I know there'll be, as our team continues to expand, there's only so far I can drill down in our Coach Online office. So we're like a water brigade, every team is like this. You get the email, you're passing it on to your coaches, they're passing on to their coaches, they're passing on to their coaches. If that doesn't happen, the information is going to stop somewhere because I can only drill down so far in my Coach Online office. So hold on, I hear someone that's not muted. Make sure that you're muted, please. So most of you should have gotten the team email about our first ever Sparta Nation vision casting goal setting party. Now, we've not done this before. I was completely inspired by Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick out of Canada. They are good friends of mine, and we just had a conversation about this, and they had done it with their team. And I thought, man, this sounds like a really cool idea. So Aaron Young and Erica Buzzard and April Keever and I have been running that Diamond Shift group. As many of you know, you've been in it. And the 4 of us started collaborating and talking about this. And we thought it would be a really cool idea team-wide to do this type of event, this vision casting goal setting type of event, and not waiting till January when we're in the new year, but doing it now and sort of prepping us for 2019. Now, I know everyone has, different circumstances, different events, different years, different feels to their year, but I'll be honest with you, 2018 has been a hard year for us, in our family. It's been a hard year, and it's interesting because a lot of times when I do calls for other teams, I did a call for Kevin and Diana Wright over in the United Kingdom last week, and I'll do calls for their teams. And a question that I get a lot is, do you ever have a down day? Do you ever get down? And I always respond, no, I don't really have down days, but I do have down moments. But 99% of the time, none of you and nobody out on social media sees that. So we've had a really challenging year in 2018. And I'm really over it. And I'm really tired of it. And I am here for 2019. I am ready for it. I am ready for vision casting and goal setting in a brand new year. I feel like I've spent a lot of this year, lots of emotions and lots of frustration and lots of stuff tied up in a lot of family stuff and business stuff and personal stuff. And I'm done with it. I'm ready for 2019 to come through with some new mojo and some new momentum and a new vibe. And so that's what our vision casting goal setting party is. It's going to take place on Sunday, December 16th. On that day, we will not have a team call, and we will take a little break for the holidays. So Sunday, December 16th will be sort of in place of our team call. Now, I wish that I had a ginormous house. I don't, and nor do I want one. I'd rather have another house somewhere else than a ginormous house here in Carmel, Indiana. So my house is only so big. So we're going to open it to 50, whoever the first 50 are that are here live. And then we're going to have a virtual option as well. And I am so hoping, we are so hoping that if you are a coach who lives in another state and can't get here, but you've got a team, then you do your own vision casting goal setting party with your team at that same time and tune in. So we're all virtual, all gathered sort of at the same time, casting our visions and setting our goals for 2019 all across the country here on that Sunday. I also ask that if you take one of those 50 spots and you come here live, that you are a coach who is working their business and wants to use this event to elevate your business, or you're a coach who's maybe taken a step back and is ready to dive back in, but you're on Shakeology, you're drinking the Performance Line, you're using Beachbody On Demand, you are in it, but maybe you've taken a step back a little bit from the business building and now you're ready to come back to it. Or you've been very engaged and you want to elevate. What this is not, and if you know me, this should not be a surprise to you. What this is not is a girls' afternoon out or a wine party, because there'll be no wine. And that's not what this is. It's not a girls' afternoon. It's not like a book club disguised as a party. Like, this is a goal setting, vision casting, mix and mingle, network, love on each other kind of event. So if you're just coming to hang out, this is not that event. Come to Super Saturday and hang out and whatever. But if you're coming here, come to do some work. Come to love on each other, hug on each other, be with each other, nurture each other, and do some work. And I fully expect that if you come, there'll probably be some tears shed that night, because when you start to talk about goals and cast some visions, that is right at the heart of your emotions. So if someone does not leave my house and have cried that night, then we've not done our job. But we've got booklets for you, really some crafty ideas, which makes me really nervous. That's where April comes in, because she's super excited about the glitter and the cutting of things out and the gluing and all of that. And I'll probably make mine a little more virtual, because like the idea of Hobby Lobby kind of gives me the hives. But I think it's going to be a really amazing Sunday afternoon. So the information went out in the email, but if you didn't get that email, because I just can't catch you in my drill down, it's also in the team page. I would love for you to please RSVP via that Eventbrite link, because there is more information in that Eventbrite. We'd like you to bring an appetizer, a healthy appetizer, enough for people to share. I'll have all the bottled water and plates and napkins and stuff, but bring some food, bring a notebook if you want, pencil, paper, whatever. And then we're going to do some really cool stuff on that Sunday afternoon. So if you have any questions about that, message me, but I hope you're as excited about that as I am. It's a little scary to put that stuff out there, and that's good. That's exactly where we should be, and we should be doing it now, before January 1st. Nothing magical happens on January 1st. We're going to set our vision for 2019 now. We're going to start working for it now. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to see all of you on that day. All right, tonight we've got a very special guest speaker in Ellie Moore. She's so cute as a button and just so fun. I love her energy so much. 5-star in First Business Center, 2-star in Second Business Center. She's been a coach for 4 years, 2-time elite, and what she really thrives on is using social media, bringing people in as challengers, and organically helping them join our team as coaches, which is exactly our process. But it's also the process that can catch people, that it can stymie people a little bit. You know, we get into those invites and we think we're having a relationship. We think that it's going well, and then we get the no's, we get the objections, or they're a challenger. We can't get them to join as a coach when we know that they would make an amazing coach on our team. So Ellie's here with us tonight to share what she's done, how she's moved her team to 5-star, what some of her best tips, strategies, and practices are. And she's coming to us from Canada. Yes, Ellie, all the way from Canada. So we're so excited to have her here tonight. Make sure that you hit speaker view so Ellie takes up all of your screen and it's not the Brady Bunch look anymore. I'm going to hit mute. And Ellie, you are up. I'm going to let you introduce yourself and kind of share whatever parts of your story you think we need to know about you tonight.
Thank you so much, Julie. So first of all, thank you for having me. I am from Canada. I have a super cute office, but you can't see it because my Wi-Fi is trying to kill me. So I'm down here in my living room instead. So if you see me make murdersome faces, it's because there might be a child on the other side of the screen, and I'm like, all right. So first of all, thank you for having me. Again, I'm Canadian, but I'm actually South African by birth, raised, whatever. So the accent you're hearing is kind of, don't even try, from everywhere. So I grew up in a military family, but not in the way military kids grow up on basis. Both my parents were involved with the military. My dad more on the intelligence side, my mom on the medical side. So lots of traveling, and that's how we ended up in Africa from Europe, where I was raised. So through that, I've had some really great benefits to my business. And one of the best things I've heard about multi-level marketing is that You will have an advantage when you come in, and you will have a disadvantage when you come in. And it doesn't matter what your life has been like. If you've had a really steady, peaceful life, then you will be like the rock coach that people can lean on because you can see through things and you're like a steady person. Whereas some of us come a little bit unhinged from experiences. So that could be an advantage to you. If you're really young, you have a lot of young people who are interested in doing things a little differently because the age of like doing a job for 45 years to pay your mortgage and retire so that you may see a little part of your country, that's dead. So if you are young, you have more early influencers, like the people who jump in early, like me. I see something on the internet. I don't read reviews. If it's less than $200 and I love it, I'm like crossing my fingers and hoping that return policy actually works. I've bought some really stupid things. But then again, I've also done some really awesome things because I'm an early adapter. I don't need a lot of first to love something. And if you're younger, more of you people are those. But if you're older, you're surrounded by people with more money. So maybe less of them are really keen to join you, but lots of them can afford a challenge bag compared to your young, enthusiastic friends who are broke, but might have parents who could afford it for them. See? So there's like this always thing you come in that's good. For myself, I had the personality to talk to people because I worked at the Ministry of Health for 7 years. Health was already a big thing. My network trusted me. That was the biggest gain I had. My network trusted me because I am that like person who sees something happen, and if it's one of my pain points, I'm like, don't say it, don't do it, don't say it. You don't know these people. This is not your place to speak. And then I'm like, I'm sorry, I just gotta. Maybe it is that you don't know, and I feel obligated to educate you right now, and I understand this will end our relationship, but I'm fast to speak. And my husband's like in the corner, like, wow. That's always been me. So I posted heavily on things like Syria, the things that really spoke to me, vaccines. There's very few things that will make me question someone, but there are hills I will die on. And I was always that person on social media. And I think that a lot of the people who knew me as a friend kind of trusted me to speak the truth, even if it wasn't their truth. Well, downside was that I came from South Africa. So 150 people on my friend list, half of them were in Africa. And I had just gone through like a massive cleanse where I deleted most people because I was cleaning out my friend list. Do you remember that? Do you remember when we used to like clean out a friend list? But now we're like, you look like a crazy person and I want to delete you. But I mean, this could go either way. Ooh, like you said, drugs. I don't know. So I started with like very few people. I started at the end of the incredible explosion that was Beachbody. So put up your hand if you have heard somebody say how they made $1 bajillion in the first year, ranked a bunch of times, hit some incredible goals, and like made so much money. And you're like, I can't see how. Like, I can't. Well, that's because it's not like that anymore. Not just for Beachbody. It's not like that for anyone out there at all, because the entire internet shifted and consumers shifted, and now there's these influencer things going on, and everyone's confused and everyone's pretending everything's awesome. And all of us are desperately like, we're doing the Ross thing with a couch on the stairs while we are smiling in our selfies and we are like doing our best. Internally, we're screaming pivot, except we're not sure which way we're pivoting because like we don't know what's going on. And that's all of us. So that's really good news though, because nobody is doing any better. Are there coaches in this network who are hitting 350 Success Club points a month? Like there's 3 maybe. Actually, I know 1, but maybe I don't know another 2 who are like underground achievers. Okay, but you guys, there's 400,000 of us. So if you're allowing one person who's hitting Success Club 300 to define what you should be doing, you are terrible at statistics and you will struggle running a business, which is all numbers. So you gotta look at your numbers. Look at your team's numbers. When the Success Club board comes out, how is the team doing? What are the average-ish numbers? There are people that are going to be hitting 50s and 30s and amazing attainable goals. We can all aim for 30. That's like a great attainable goal. That's 15 new people with the right systems. You can totally deal with that. But is 10 Are a bunch of people hitting 10? Are you hitting 10? Start at 10. And then the people that are dealing 300, that gives me anxiety. Like that literally, I am highly dyslexic, truly dyslexic. When I get a messenger from someone, like a message, and they start talking to me, I'm like, you're a customer? Oh my God, are you a coach? Are you a coach of mine? Are you a coach of a coach? Do I know you? And then I have to scroll and scroll to find out who the heck? I don't have a clue. So if I was bringing in 150 people a month, I would need like 7 assistants. And then I'd probably lose some joy too, because I'm a really like getting your business kind of person. And my assistants wouldn't be like that. So to me, so this is what I want to share with you today. I want to share with you today how I do things. I have grown my business over 4 full years. So it's been 4 full years of coaching. I myself came into the business in a way that's really significant to an important point. But I want to tell you my statistics, the really important statistics. Over the year, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've averaged about Success Club 15. About. So I've had these crazy 40 months. I don't like them. And I've had months when I'm at 6. And I'm like, how is it possible that 5 plus 2-star, 450 people in my team, I'm leading them? How is it possible that I have 6? But I do. And I don't know how and what. And then the next month I'm at like 25. And I'm like, I don't understand this. It just happens. So Don, that's an important number to have. 15 is my average over the year, right? I bring on between 2 to 5 coaches a month. 2 to 5. I bring on probably 3 out of 5. If I found up 5, that's because there's a launch. And like I am telling them that they need to get the membership because they need to get into Shanti's group. Like that's how I'm getting 5 or 7 or whatever, right? And out of them, 2/3 a discount. And maybe like a third have some form of interest in the business. And we all know what that means, right? Some form of interest is like, so those are the numbers I have worked with. Those are the numbers I have always worked with. So in the meantime, money-wise, Beachbody doesn't guarantee you jack. We all know that, right? Like nothing. But my first year, I earned about $15,000. I am on a dead inside leg. Like if you don't know what that is, it's like if you take volume, which helps you build your business, and the volume is like all around Earth, and like people have like different continents, some with more volume, others with less volume. I'm on Mars. Like you physically can't reach me. That's how far away from any kind of volume I am from an upline. I am on Mars, in a crater, in a volcano. There's a dragon sitting on it, and like there's a nuclear war around me. There's no volume. No one's ever gonna add anything to me unless it's people I brought on or their people. Never, right? So my downline is 433 people. 433 people. We have 16 diamonds. That's a really good ratio for 433 people. We have 16 diamonds, and in 4 years, we've never had a diamond quit. We've never had a diamond quit. No one's gone to another MLM. No one's canceled their account. No one's done anything. I want you to see those numbers and start looking at your business a little bit, and I hate saying this, unemotionally and a bit like a dude. So as women, we have huge advantages in running our business. Huge. We're passionate. We are loving. We can really talk to other women in a way that nobody else can. And we have some massive disadvantages in how emotional we are about things. We see numbers and we look at the bad side of the numbers. We don't see numbers unemotionally. So for example, me, I hit Success Club 6 and I tell my husband that my business is crumbling down, to stop budgeting any money from Beachbody from me because clearly everything's gonna collapse. I make 6 figures now in my 4th year. So in my 4th year, I got to 6 figures, but in my first year, I was at 15, right? So that's how I feel in a 6 months. I'm like, it's over. That's it. Unicorn, it's done, crushing. And then the next month, I'm in like Success Club 10 by the 5th. And I'm like, oh, we're going to make like $250,000 next year. And my husband's always like, neither of those things is true. Because neither of those things are how life works. But emotionally, I feed off my Success Club, which is a very bad thing because you shouldn't emotionally be ruled by your business, but by your goals and your decisions and the way you're moving, right? Okay, so the things that I really want to share with you is how I do things. If I'm telling you something that's the exact opposite of what you're doing, and you're sitting at Success Club 10 right now, file all this information for a coach of yours one day who isn't like you and doesn't want to do things like you. And then say, hey, you know what? I don't understand why you want to do things my way. It works for me. You are some sort of a freak. But I listened to some other South African freak the other day, and she does things totally different, and maybe that speaks to you. So if it's not working for you, it might be something you have to teach to one of your coaches. And that's why I always catch every single national wake-up call, because sometimes I'm like, what? Oh my God, my team's listening to this. I have to go in there and like discourage them because I don't like it. But then I have a coach who's like, I'm so inspired, I'm doing this. And I'm like, well, you weren't doing anything before, and now you're going to do this thing I don't like. Go do the thing, do anything. So always remember that if it doesn't make sense to you. Also remember that if you're like a chameleon like me, if I sit through a training, by the end of the training, I'm converted. I'm like, this is the way. This is exactly what's going to fix everything. I'm going to become a disciplined person. I'm going to have the best tracking. I'm going to have like this thing that I follow up 17 times and it flags me and alarms me. And a week in, I'm like, wait, I forgot that's not the human being that I am. And I actually hate every little bit of this. So be careful to like fall into this trap of this is the way. This is the way for me. And after 4 years of finding out a lot of ways it's not for me, I had to find a way that is for me. So if you are one of those coaches that post internet, Instagram ads that ask people who want to be social media influencers, and like you're looking for coaches that way, I apologize in advance that I might make fun of you during this call, only because I know a lot of top coaches, a lot of six-figure earners, and very few of us are doing that successfully, like so few. And I want to tell you, I know you are seeing it on Instagram. Stop believing you have to do things because it's everywhere. Sometimes things are everywhere because they look trendy. It's not to say they're working. Like, look at the person who's putting out the ad. Do they have 200 followers? Yeah, it's not working. It's probably not working, right? So the whole social media influencer search for coaches, I don't believe in it. I have coaches doing it. I've not seen success from them, and I disagree with it. I'll tell you why. It's not that you can't sign people up like that. It's that you need to sign people up who won't leave you. And at my very first leadership, and I wish I knew who it was that said it, stood on stage and she said, you catch what you bait for. So if you think about fishing, you catch what you bait for. Sounds a little mean, like you're catching and baiting people. But when you're posting like a social influencer ad, you are baiting people. And you are baiting them with what? What does a social media influencer, what do? Selfies in tropical destinations. So you're looking for people by your wording who are looking for fun and tropical destinations and selfies. Okay, but like, how long is it going to take them to get on a Success Club trip? A year and a half to go to that first page tropical destination? Do you think that person's going to stick around and get slapped and get told no and go through the ringer like we do? Someone who came in for this glamour, which is what a social media influencer is seen as. Guys, this business is blood, sweat, and tears. People who want to take cute selfies, are they capable of the blood, sweat, and tears? It's the blood you will bleed for other people. When someone is in trouble and somebody joins you and you are so excited and you believe in them so much, and then they flake out so much that you can't reach them. When the one challenger that needs to be working the hardest ghosts you. When somebody cancels right when you know they should be getting closer to you. You will bleed for those people. And tears, you will cry, and your challengers will cry, and your coaches will cry, and you'll drop qualifications, and your best friends will quit, and people will say stupid things, and you'll cry. I have ugly cried so hard at like 12:02 when we missed some major qualification that like Trevor was saying is 6 figures worth this. And I was like, oh my God, that's right now. You will cry. And so there's blood and there's sweat. And if you don't sweat, ugly, disgusting sweat on your mat, where you're like, how did I leave a butt print on this mat through my pants? That's so weird. And you will sweat. And those are not fun things. It's not fun to hurt for other people. It is not fun to sweat. Like whatever you're telling me, it's fun afterwards. During that like feeling of why am I doing this to myself willingly, it's not fun. So you have to find people who can find joy in incredibly difficult things, and you have to figure out, are you looking for them with the right words? If you're promoting your income, can you guarantee that new coach is gonna make money? Dude, I don't know about you, but from my understanding, a diamond coach, a working true diamond coach, not the smoke and mirrors diamond coaches we all start as with like a husband on the one side and a dog on the other. Like not those coaches. I mean like a real coach who has 2 working emeralds and is hitting Success Club, averages about $1,000 a month. And it can take a year to get to diamond. If you're baiting people to join your business because of the financial opportunity, are they going to stick around for a year, be a real builder, find other builders, hit a strong diamond, and then start seeing over $1,000 a month? Heck, that's a long way to go for $1,000 a month if you're in it for the money. And in the meantime, you're going to have 1,000 people telling you, in my business, like I find that people, I mean, like, okay, like $4,000 to join my business, but I make like $2,000 of that. So like I only need a few people. And these people are like, oh, that sounds a little bit more lucrative. You ask them to come in for the money. They're looking for the money now. You ask them to come in for the lifestyle. Well, they're looking for the lifestyle now. Can you give it to them? Do you have some secret that's going to give them back? Or guess what? They'll leave. They didn't come for this. But if you're looking for people to join because they actually fell in love with what we do, maybe they fell in love with Recover and Shakeology, and they're joining you because they love that. Are they leaving? No, because we still have Recover and Shakeology with new flavors. So if you ask them to join you because you can help them be an affiliate of yours, meaning you don't have to even be a coach, just send people my way and I'm going to give you a bonus. Send them your commission for the referral. Because what do you want? Do you want the commission or do you want to build your business, right? So this person doesn't even feel like they're coaching. They're just sending you referrals. The understanding is that when those people want to become coaches, they're your coaches, obviously. Or are they discount coaches? Coaches who are really hobby coaches, but you're offering some sort of a freemium where their people are welcome. So they kind of dump people in there and barely follow up, but you are the star of the show and you're helping them. Those people have no reason to leave because you invited them for the thing they're going to be doing. And those are the coaches that don't quit. You guys, there will always be the hot, new, sexy thing. Like we went through a big like keto thing with like that company, right? And it was like kind of sexy for a bit for people. And then they kind of did the math on it and it's like extremely expensive. It's more expensive than Shakeology and it's not food. Like it's the ultimate luxury. It's not even food. Like I can tell people, yeah, but take it out of your groceries because you shouldn't be eating breakfast with Shakeology. So like, what are you doing? Cut out Starbucks. But with this, it's kind of like, oh no, you still gotta eat. Just like have this in between also. So it was expensive, huh? But it gave us a run for our money. And there'll be so many more things because we're asking people blood, sweat, and tears. And this company is going, you don't even need blood, sweat, and tears. Just give us all your money. And people go and do that. So your business and your coaches and your team and your organization are going to be challenged and tested with all those things. And if you got people who jump from thing to thing because it sounds sexy for 5 minutes, they'll go do the next cute thing. But if you got people on the understanding of blood, sweat, and tears, or whatever it is your business revolves around, I'm super fitnessy. Like for me, it's the fitness. But if you're a 2B mindset huge follower, and if that's your thing, and you're talking to them that like this isn't a fix, that emotional eating is something they'll have to battle for the rest of their lives, and they'll always be in recovery, well then why would they leave? You sold them on this is something you have to do for the rest of your life to keep the results you want, right? So I have a very short slideshow because otherwise it'd be like another 7 hours of me talking, and that's a bad thing. And I'm gonna share my screen and play. If you see my setup, you would laugh. Okay, so it's talking about your funnel because I want to give you tools on how to fill your freaking funnel because all of us get tripped up on the dang funnel, and the funnel is what gets you paid. So this is our team. United Empire is who we are. We were something else before that, like my team, Teddy super sexy, cute name. But then when the craziness of 2016 and 17 unfolded in the network and we realized we were not duplicating, we were diluting, we changed the name, threw our diamonds in together, we shared team calls, we shared this account. That's why it's called United Empire, because we actually share an account, we share an assistant, we share everything. And that makes life a lot easier than hoping my diamonds are doing what I hope they're doing. We are definitely a fitness team. We are small, 433 people. And I mean, imagine how many of them are discounts, like a third at least, right? So we were a teeny, tiny little team of, I think, our youngest coach is 21, and we have some ladies in their 60s who have like some of the best six packs in the team as well, which is awesome. So this is just quick things to help you fine tune what you might be doing. Okay, so I run my business on one question. If it was easy and if it was fun, what it will look like. In the emotional stress we go through owning a business, there has to be an element of fun. There has to be an element of, I'm doing this because I actually really like doing it, not just because it's going to change lives, not just because it's going to secure my family. Like at this point, I'm doing it because like, how would I replace a six-figure income that I just created? Like, I don't know what I'd do. I'll be in trouble. But I also have to do it because I genuinely am enjoying it. Otherwise, there's just too much pressure owning a business, right? So this is what your funnel looks like. Now, this thing, you guys, this is what every single funnel looks like, no matter what business you're in. Like, that's really important to realize. This isn't like the Beachbody funnel or this is a funnel for any business. It starts with awareness, discovery, consideration, conversion, but then look at the bottom. That's the paid part. So you have to understand that when you're filling that awareness up, you are taking in infinitely more people that will ever give you money. Sometimes you're going to give them a lot of awareness. You'll take them through discovery. And before they have consideration with you, they'll meet me. And because my awareness and discovery are stronger, more aggressive, and more precise from practice, I might take them from you not even knowing. Like they might have been considering another coach, and then I go, hey, do you have a coach? And they're like, absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about. And they'll come to me. But guess what? Sometimes I'll have someone in awareness. You'll meet them. You'll be their lobster, and they'll hop over to you. And then they'll skip a whole bunch of levels because I primed them. They found you were a better fit. And then suddenly they're like this, I just met her and she bought from me. That's amazing. Yeah, it's because another coach probably spent a lot of time explaining what this was and she chose you, which is good for all of us, right? So this is the funnel. The paid part, conversion and below. I mean, you got to understand that. You got to understand that you have to have a lot of people not go for it to get to any point. And I want you to look at not just the numbers of people it takes, but the time. Think how much time you spend to fill the awareness and then take them into discovery and consideration. So you spend a lot of time on your business without getting paid until you get to the paid part. But think of it this way. If you're always working on the top of your funnel, people are genuinely trickling down anyway. So suddenly you're getting paid even while you're spending time on the free stuff. You just filling the funnel is a really long time. And guess what? Every time you take a break, like 2-3 months of filling the funnel again. So every time you step back from your business because life got in the way, that's actually such an inflammatory statement that I try not to say it because it gets me angry and then I rant about it. Like life got in the way. The only way life will stop getting in the way is when you're dead. Like, what do you expect life not to happen? You have to be dead or in a coma. You know, that works too. So, okay. Asking yourself if it was easy or if it was nice, how it would work for you. Oh, here you go. Okay, this is a good example. A perfect cold market woman. Perfect. So like she looks wonderful. Look at her. She's not a serial killer. So she comes to your page, Instagram, whatever, and she sends you this message. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready for this. I love what you're doing. I want to know about your challenge group. Oh, God forbid coaching to me because I decide. And she's like, yay! So, why is it? Oh, there you go. So most coaches go like this immediately, like, oh my God. Oh my gosh. It's happening. My business is exploding. I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. And this is not true. If you're having cold people who don't know you at all send you messages that they love what you're doing, absolutely, you're doing all the right things, okay? But now here's my reaction. Literally, worst case scenario, I'm like, oh, God, I don't know this person. Got a find her goals. Gotta get the goals. Also, gotta get my story in with her goals so she bonds with me while I'm bonding with her. That's important. Important to establish that. Shakeology. I have to tell her about Shakeology. She's gonna have problems with it because I had super huge problems even trying it. So most of the people I attract are like, this is gonna give me cancer. And I'm like, I know, right? Like I totally thought that for a year. So, that's probably a thing I'm gonna have to deal with. And now I'm gonna have to talk to her about challenge groups and what they even are. And Beachbody on Demand, which is like, here's a program I want you to do, but guess what? You actually get 7,000 hours of program. Don't be overwhelmed. It's very overwhelming, but don't be, right? And then like, Lord, the rest of it. 7 exposures. So now, if you need 7 to 12 exposures, and this person asked me what this is, I'm going to have to give her 7 exposures before I get to the cost, so I don't put her off. And then, if she has questions about the freaking coaching business, now we're going to have to talk about multi-level marketing and Beachbody. This is me. Like, I'm literally like, I quit my business. I'm going to work at the Disney store. That job seems like my dream. I am a foreigner in my Disney cast, by the way. So like, I legitimately would love to work for the Disney store. But again, my husband doesn't want me to work more than I am. So I can't, I'm told. But I would be like, that's it. I can't do this with people like that I don't know. I hate forming people. I will never send a cold message because number one, I don't think your shoes are cute. I didn't happen on your profile by accident. And I will never mention a stranger's children. Dude, I saw you have kids my age. Oh my God, what do you do? Are you scrolling like through the internet, finding people who have kids your age, your kids' age, like you creep? Are you trying to sell my children? So I never do that stuff either. I hate it. And there's no like way I'm going to love it. So I don't do it. So again, ask yourself, if you're not doing it, you probably don't love it. Whatever part of your business that you know you should be doing, you freaking are not doing it, you don't love it. Is it follow-up? Are you not following up? Then you don't love the way you have your following set up. And you got to find the system that works for you. Can you just stop following up with people? Yeah. If you hire an assistant and train her, guess what? That's a very expensive thing you should not be doing because you have bigger things to do with your life. So unless you're going to get somebody else to do it for you, you have to find a way to do it that works for you. For me, I like Streak because it's an app and it's for toddlers. I can take a person and move them along a calico the tunnel and be like, I got to talk to this person. I just talked to her. Oh, she goes to green. And then the next time I'm like, I have no one to talk to. Oh my God, there's 700 people sitting in like follow-up. Well, I guess I have 700 people to talk to. Let's move some of them to orange. So that works for me. But it also means I get up, turn off everything, and sit for an hour following up with people without my phone so I don't get distracted. And the whole time I wish I was watching cat videos. So I don't love it, but I found a way that works better, and so I do it, right? So if you're not doing it, you probably don't love it. So find a way to love it, okay? But if I must do it, in what way can I love it? Color code, journal, whatever crazy thing makes you happy. Most of us are just like wishing we were back in primary school with all our markers and highlighters. Okay, well, get markers and highlighters and have fun, whatever it is, right? Digital, sure. Okay, so there's only one person who can figure out all your systems. It's so lame, but it's you. It's only you. How amazing is this though? Like a coach from another team can't rip anything off from you because it's the way it's customized to work perfectly for you. Nobody can take your success from you. But you got to get to it by yourself too. So it's a catch-22 over there. Okay, so we're back to our beautiful funnel over here. I'm going to show you how my ideal customer funnel works. If you are a coach who does not like spending 3 hours explaining to someone how a challenge pack works and then following up with them 7 times, this is for you. If you, and I have a very successful 3-star diamond who will literally, hey girl, message all day and go through the same conversation with the same person 758 times, she's got no problems doing that. Most of us though, that's a weak point. So if you're like me, who's like, I don't even want to open this message because I don't want to have a 5-hour conversation with you, then you need maybe this approach. So awareness in my funnel starts with promoting my freemium via free value. We're going to touch on that quick also with the freemium. But basically, I do not want to meet anyone and do anything but get thank you from them. I do not want to go for no. That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry if you're a fan. But go for no? How are you going to go back to that person? You just got them to say no. And now, like a few weeks later, you're going to be like, I know you said no, but no, if they say thank you, I can come back 650,000 more times. And I just want to keep coming back to you without you thinking I'm some sort of a freaking maniac. So I never want to hear no. So I can offer people something. Would you like this freemium? Like, this is what we're doing. Or I can promote a free group or a recipe guide or a single recipe, something. I want to give you something, and I want you to say thank you, because I will then come back to you and ask how the thing went. And then we can talk without me having some weird way to contact you, right? So that's a really big one. So then many times with freemium, okay, you have to be very careful with freemium. You guys, if I see another clean week, that's kind of dead. We don't do it anymore. I don't mean the clean week like from Beachbody. I mean like the clean eating week. Like, we're going to have a week of clean eating. That's 2017. That's dead. No one wants that anymore. But there's still really sexy things like, often, like you go back to work on January, a lot of people heading back to work after the holidays, you can do like a jar salad thing. Mason jars won't die. They're like the one fad that's still going as strong as anything. So you could do something like that. Guys, if you would rather kill yourself than make a salad, that's the wrong group for you, right? Like, legitimately, don't do it. So it really has to be something that like you love. Here's my definition of it. When you learned it, you told people who really didn't care. Like, if you were so excited about something that you were like interested in sharing it, and then you'd have to tell yourself to stop talking because clearly this person isn't even interested, but you can't because you're so excited. That's the best premium. So if it's a delicious, amazing recipe, if you found out that you can in fact eat grains at night and not gain weight, anything, if you found out that, hey, I've been stuck at a plateau because I wasn't sleeping and I started sleeping and I lost weight, that's exciting, right? Any breakthrough you've had is an amazing freemium, right? Okay, so questions to ask yourself. What can I talk about for days? What do I enjoy? Where has my personal success come from? You don't have to feel like some people sometimes will be like, who am I? I'm not an expert. Did you lose 10 pounds? Congratulations, you're an expert on losing 10 pounds, because there's hundreds of thousands of women out there who can't lose 5. You are now the expert because you've done it, right? Is it overdone? Okay, so now again, if those clean eating things are everywhere, you're competing with a lot of other mediocre coaches. You're gonna have to like stand out from them. Make it seasonal, topical. What's cute right now, right? So make it like that, and then that's the kind of freemium. It doesn't have to be a free group. Groups are kind of awful right now. Like, Facebook algorithms are insane. So it could be via email. It could be just like, I post a recipe all the time, and I can't believe people haven't called me out. It's so stupid. But I'll post like a delicious picture of a finished dish, and I'll be like, I just did this. I'm about to put it up. I'm not sure where, but I'm about to put it up. And so if you want the recipe, let me know. And then people were like, me, drop a gift, wherever. And then they like comment like crazy. And then if they're already in my groups, I tell them to check the group. And if they're not in my group, I say I'll message you. Okay, how come no one's ever commented below? I would have been the ass to comment below and go, why won't you just post the recipe? Right? But people don't, because I don't know. And so I send them the recipe in Messenger. I do not ask, so how have you been? How are your kids? I don't care about that. I don't care, and I don't want to talk about it. But hey, here's the recipe. Let me know if you're going to make it. And they're like, oh my God, it looks easy. But then I'll come back a week later and be like, hey, you know what? A couple of ladies in my challenge group made that recipe. It turned out real good. Have you thought about adding cheese? Because I started adding cheese to it now, and it's amazing. And they go, oh, I haven't, because, and they're going to let you in. They're going to give you a reason why they can't make a delicious recipe they really wanted to make, because it's been crazy. I'm getting a divorce. My children are terrible demonic creatures, and I don't know what to do, because my boss is awful, because I haven't been sleeping. You're in. They just trusted you with a big reason. Why? Because it's over a recipe that they couldn't even make, and they're realizing that they couldn't even get to that. And then you can offer them what? A challenge group? Heck no. You can offer them support and be like, oh man, I'm so sorry. You know what? This blah, 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 blah. This has happened to me, my customer, or something. It's tough. why don't you just grab the ingredients tomorrow and I'm going to follow up with you. I'll be like your accountability chicken pie person and you're going to make this. And they'll be like, yeah, sure. And then next week you're like, hey, listen, how's the chicken pie going? I feel like this is a debacle. By the way, I'm actually running a free group, freemium. Hey, there's actually this new program I'm going to be doing. And our theme is actually forcing us to take time for ourselves. And it's just 20 minutes a day. And you sound like you need to police what's happening in your life. Do you want to get in my info group and see what it's about? Like if somebody says no to that, I'll probably work harder because I'll be really worried for them. But why wouldn't somebody say no to that? Right? And they will never feel infringed on. And you're not manipulating them. You just found out about the situation. And so you happen to have what? A 20-minute a day program. I'm pretty sure I can talk to anybody who can give me any kind of problem they're having in their life. And I will find a way to tell them that 20 minutes of fitness is going to fix it for them, which actually is well. So make it like that. Okay. So now if you are promoting some sort of a freemium, here are some technical things I've learned from a lot of courses I've taken on marketing things because I didn't know anything about it, so I did stuff to learn. Okay, you have to title the problem with a promise. This is not if you're messaging people. This is if you are offering a freemium on your like page, your Instagram, your stories, your something. You have to make a promise in the title. So you gotta in the title, tell them what they're gonna overcome. Dumping sugar and bloat in a week. That's such a good one. I mean, they won't because they can't dump sugar. Nobody can. But they can try to minimize it. And bloat, don't tell women they're fat. We all have fat, and we also have fingernails and hair, and we're not hair or nails. But you can tell them they can drop bloat. And here's the thing. A person who's not ready to say, I want to lose weight, and a person who's not ready to say, I want to get fit because they're terrified and they failed so much, they are ready to say, I want to drop my bloat. Because women live with some sort of a really confused sense of what's bloat and what's fat, and it's all backwards in their heads anyway. But bloat's something that everyone's ready to drop because it sounds like it's easy, which it actually is. You can go with success through morning routines, meet your fitness goals with 3 easy tweaks. So I just recently heard, never go above 5. 3 to 5 steps, 3 to 5 days, right? If it's more than that, people have a built-in instinct to say no because it seems like too much work. Manage your anxiety naturally. 5 days to relief. Be very careful there. You're not a doctor. But be very careful with words like that. But I struggle with anxiety big time, and I feel like I can talk about it a little bit. But I also say manage your anxiety. 5 days to relief, not I'm going to cure your blindness, right? So be careful with stuff like that if you can't deliver on it. And those are just some ideas, right? So then the promise, once you've titled it, the first thing they read on your profile, and then of course you're talking about it 24/7 the whole time. The first thing they read is the problem and the solution. And then after that, you got the promise. Spend 5 days with me. A, what are you? An enthusiastic, busy mom who's dropped 10 pounds without losing her sanity. You don't need to be qualified. You just dropped 10 pounds. You know how many women would be like, just 10. I just want to lose 10 pounds and my life will be different, right? Kick anxiety, sugar cravings, low to the curb, something, right? You got to make the promise of what will happen. And then your content, okay? Stay above the trees, meaning we have so much content as coaches. We have so much value to give. We can free coach people till the cows come home and they won't see any results because your job isn't to actually coach people. Your job is to give them the tools and help them use them. Even in your challenge groups, your job is not to be the coach. Your job is to help people use the tools and products and to help them when it's hard to use them or when they can't get around to using them. So in your free groups, absolutely, are you not some sort of a counselor, therapist, doctor, fitness instructor? No, keep it super basic. Super basic. And now imagine if a person is overwhelmed in your freemium, why would they pay for more information? Why? Although sometimes when you reach back to people at the end of the group and you're like, hey, so I thought you were dead, which is my favorite thing to message people, who ghost me. I'm always like, are you dead? And then just check the profile though, because if somebody really did die and you're a total jerk, that's not good. So, but I'm always like, did you die? What the heck happened? And they go, oh man, let me tell you about my life. And I'll go, you know what? It's so hard sometimes though, because you sign up for something and you're so excited and these things go so fast, you don't have time to find your feet. hey, I'm actually like totally running with a 20-minute program starting in a few weeks. And if you want to have a year to find your feet, there's no monthly payments or anything crazy. I want you to see this program. Maybe this is what you need. Maybe you need more time to find your feet if a week was like, just went by so fast, which it does for like 85% of them, right? Because they like join 16 things in a flurry of enthusiasm and do nothing. So you gotta like short groups, just doable steps. And in the end of the group, whatever you promised them, you have to show them how they got it. Very important. So if you are a cooking person and like they ate well and drank lots of water all week, guess what will happen? They're gonna lose some inches because they just dropped some bloat and they got hydrated, and there is your result. If you are doing a fitness challenge and you got them to plank every day, if they're planked every day, their planking time will like skyrocket, because that's one of the fastest things we can improve is the amount of time we plank. So whatever it is, they got to understand where they're at the beginning. You got to show them how they've improved in just a week, because then they get excited and you're like, well, our group's over now. And they're like, oh, just got started. Oh, go. And you're like, oh, you can now begin your journey here, right? Okay, discovery. So this is the awareness. They meet me. They find out that Ellie Moore even exists. 99% of your problems, my problems, Julie's problem, is that people don't know we're there. Not overcoming the objections, not setting them challenge packs, not turning them into coaches. 99% of our problems are that not enough people know we even exist. So offering them something for free is how they meet me. So the first thing to think about me is, I don't even know how she makes money, but I'm so excited she's doing this for free. And I'm like, don't worry about the money thing. I'll talk about that in a couple of months. So that's easy. Then the discovery. Awareness is just knowing something exists. Discovery is where you find out what that thing is. So the people who meet me and want the thing I have go into my freemium. Free group, email list, whatever your thing is. And now they can discover me. They can meet who I really am. They can see my lifestyle, my children. I can talk to them. Like, you can get really smart in your groups, because once somebody opts into your freemium, you are the authority. They chose you because you promised you were going to fix something for them. And now you can talk to them like the authority. So I say at the very first week of my freemium, like first week, gosh, now it's like social, it's 5 days. The first day of my freemium, I say to them, those of you that successfully graduate this group will be invited into my 30-day challenge. So it sounds like for me to ask you to come into my challenge group, you have to earn it. Am I going to ask everybody? Of course I am. They all deserve to be in there, but they're going to feel like from day one, they learn one thing. I need to work here to get to this mystical invite. I don't even know what it is, but I want it. And number two, there's going to be an invite. And number three is going to be about a 30-day group. So instead of me having to educate people and strangers in the street, the first thing to hear from me is, hey, those of you that graduate and see amazing results are going to get invited to my 30-day. They learn so much from that, and nothing feels salesy because I just told them what's going to happen. Okay, consideration. So they spend that 5 to 7 days. My group is just 5 days, but there's like brackets on either end to like start it and close it up. And then it's intense. I do not run open houses when I have a free group. I do not launch programs when I have a free group. I do not start new coach trainings when I have a free group. And I try not to go away when I have a free group either. So like my free groups are my boring weeks when I'm not going anywhere and I can focus on these people. You are auditioning to be their coach. You got to see that. You are auditioning to be their coach. And if you suck, they'll just cast someone else. And why wouldn't they? Right? If you suck at the beginning of the journey, that's no good, right? So conversion. So I spend my 5 days giving them teeny tiny little tweaks that will help them. Not overwhelming them, cutting them some slack, but getting to know them in the process. And when I invite, I use what I've learned from getting to know them in the process so that they can move on to the next thing, right? So then the next step is I want them to join my challenge group. Again, I am not ready to talk to these people about money or income or earning coach opportunity. And we know this from corporate. You guys, corporate has told us that like 85% of income generating coaches, so 85% of the people actually earning an income have come from challenge groups. Did not sign up as a working coach. They came into a challenge group first. Are they people who understood the opportunity from day one and became amazing coaches and make a heck of a lot of a wonderful income and change lives? Yes, many fitness professionals. But 85% are customers that started as a customer. Those odds are in your favor. And if somebody was to approach me for coaching at this point, because people know what I do, I make them buy a challenge pack like a customer and will not sign them up as a coach. And I tell them, you need to do a 30-day challenge with me to see what you'll be expected to do and for me to see if I can work with you. Because if you're absolutely insane, like, birds twice, 5 times shy, like I need to know what the heck kind of a person you are before I'm like, come on in. And like for the beginning, of course, you're like, come on in with everybody. But later at the end, you actually have some more flexibility in saying, I have a great coach to recommend to you. Don't tell her I sent you. Julie is so powerful. She's just like, oh, hard. You should go to Julie. You're insane. Julie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like hot potato. All right. So again, this whole thing adds up to this. 15, success like 15 average. Counting insane months that push me forward. Otherwise, it wouldn't be 15. 2 to 5 coaches. Very often 2. It's the connections you make. It really is the connections you make. It's not the numbers. Don't worry about bringing in 7,000 people. Also, if you're not bringing in a lot of people now and you started to bring in a lot of people, you would fail a lot of people because you wouldn't be ready. But if you go gradually, right? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm just going to bring the last thing up. I do not know where I heard this, but it is so powerful. Was it a national wake-up call? Maybe. I don't know. I heard it somewhere really recently. But why are we all chasing high numbers so hard? If we are always saying, I just want to find one person that's just like me, why do we sign up a person and dump them to go find more people? What if that's the person you just said you wanted to sign up? You just signed them up and now they're like hanging in free space, not knowing what's happening. It's better to work with a smaller, stronger, happier team than a massive team that's doing nothing. That's going to make you crazy and you can't rely on them for anything anyway. So think about the way you're framing your business. Think about your definition of success, your definition of income. If income is your big goal, 500 a week, that's like the best goal to start with. I want to earn 500 a week one day. 500 a week changes lives. Like there is no family that won't feel an extra $500 a week. That's a huge goal and it takes time to build to it. The next one's 1,000. 1,000 a week is friggin' powerful. And then 6 figures. That's insane. How are you? What career do you have to be in these days as a woman with any kind of flexibility to earn 6 figures? It wasn't in my Ministry of Health future at all. We were at a wage freeze where they make it legal to never give you a pay rise. So if you want all that, look at the real numbers. Don't be like, well, I can hit success club 50. Okay, well, right? Okay, so I hope this was useful to you and not overwhelming and crazy. It's just putting in a few key systems, never scrapping the system, tweaking and pivoting the system, but just making it work without starting with a new system every single month. That stuff doesn't work. This was a long call.
Ellie, I think that one of my most favorite things that you said was if you're not doing it, it's probably because you don't love it. And it's not that you don't have to do it. You have to figure out the system to love it. So none of us can say, well, I don't love working out, so I'm just not going to do it. No, that's not the option. What we have to do is figure out how that's going to fit into our lives in a way that we love it. And I think that is so smart. That is so smart. You still have to do the thing, but you got to figure out how to do it in a way.
The working thing, the way that you mentioned working out is so smart because when the 80-day nutrition came out, my team and my customers made fun of me because they knew I couldn't do an hour. I'm fit and I'm blessed with a 6-pack and good relationship with food. But I'm fit because I work really hard for a short amount of time and then don't screw up the food. My thing is, if you see my videos, half the time I'm doing handstands and dancing because I'm like, oh, Joe, if I do another rap of that, whatever, handstand. And my coach would hate it because they're like, stop it. But I compensate with the food. Well, when the 80-day obsession came out, people were like, you're going to die. You can't do an hour. You will never do an hour. And I was like, I will never do an hour. I started listening to my own music for the first time. And I was like, mind blown. You know how when you drive in the car by yourself and a really good song comes on and you're like a gangster rapper by yourself, really loud, forget that you have car seats in the back? You can do that every day with your playlist. It took me 3 years to figure this out.
So you figured out how to do the hour-long workout by utilizing your own playlist. So it wasn't that you weren't going to do it, you figured out how to do it. It's so smart. It's so smart because we do that with our fitness. We figure out when fitness is going to work in our lives, and that's when we do it, or when the shake's going to work in our lives, that's when I do it. So it's not that you can't follow up. You have to figure out, how do I follow up in a way that makes me like it a little bit better? Maybe that's video. Maybe it's, an email, whatever it is. So that was brilliant, Ellie. We are so thankful for you sharing your time with us tonight. You even made a PowerPoint presentation, and that was amazing. And what an amazing visual to see the awareness down to what actually converts. And, when we stop remembering that and we think that we can talk to 3 people and those 3 people are going to say yes every month, we're forgetting that this is a numbers game, which it is. So to see that big visual with awareness being so big and then conversion being, much smaller is a great reminder that we've got to keep it out there all the time. The numbers, it is just a numbers game. So thank you so much for sharing your time with us tonight. And I, for one, really love your accent. So please come back anytime and speak with your accent to us. We love it.
Well, thank you so much. I get that a lot. And then I'm like, why don't I go live more?
It's so fun. It's such a great combination. And those of us in the Midwest that have no accent, we love everyone who does. So,
and in the meantime, if you only knew your beautiful accent that I hear when you speak.
That's so funny. Well, we will see you, I'm sure before then, but we will see you here in Indianapolis next year, 2019. We'll see you right here in our team hometown next July, 2019.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Ellie.